Okay. Welcome to ACA. Never before in the history of 12-step programs has a fellowship brought together such a diverse group of recovering people that includes adult children of alcoholics, codependents, and addicts of various sorts. The program is Adult Children of Alcoholics. The term adult child is used to describe adults and birds who grew up in alcoholic or dysfunctional homes and who exhibit identifiable traits that reveal past abuse or neglect. The group includes adults raised in homes without the presence of alcohol or drugs. These ACA members have the trademark presence of abuse, shame, and abandonment found in alcoholic homes. Founded in 1978 in New York, ACA began with a group of Alateens. Alateen is a 12-step fellowship made up of children and teenagers of alcoholics. The Alateens were mostly 20 years old and wanted something different from what they could expect in another 12-step program when they moved up to that program, which I reckon was Al-Anon. They were soon joined by a recovering alcoholic known as Tony A., a New York City stockbroker who would become the primary founder of ACoA, ACA, both are acceptable usage. At the time, Tony was about 50 years old and had grown up in a violent alcoholic home. During the past 30 years, ACA has evolved into an established program that offers pertinent resources of recovery for adult children from all walks of life across the world. ACA is an international fellowship with about 1,000 meetings, at least in 2006. In North America, Europe, Asia, and around the world. Adult children are committed to halting the generational nature of family dysfunction for the greater good of the world. We are not evangelizing against poor parenting, nor are we policing the parenting of the world. However, we hope to relieve the suffering brought on by neglectful and abusive homes. We want to join society with our full attention toward making a difference with the help of a higher power. Darling, you've got awfully heavy holding you like this. I'm going to move my hand, okay? I'll try that. Okay. Okay. Clinical and medical researchers have measured the causes and effects of growing up in a dysfunctional home and how such trauma continues to affect the adult. Our book offers a medical opinion on this fact in the following pages. We believe that ACA has the potential to help the suffering adult children of the world on the magnitude that Alcoholics Anonymous brought relief to hopeless alcoholics in the 20th century. Since the founding of AA in 1935, millions of once hopeless drunks have found sobriety, restored hope, and rejoined society in an attitude of love and service to others. With this book on adult children, we are suggesting that ACA has many of the answers to some of the most difficult and threatening mental health problems facing the world today. Our 30 years of experience has shown that adult children who attend our meetings, work the 12 steps, and find a higher power experience astonishing improvement in body, mind, and spirit. Ours is one of the few 12-step fellowships that embraces the difficult task of trauma work, which can often lead to an exciting journey to the inner child or true self. Along with sponsorship, we encourage informed counseling to help the adult child accomplish the greatest level of emotional healing from an abusive upbringing. Our fellowship includes members who have been diagnosed with addictions, depression, panic disorders, post-traumatic stress disorder, and various dissociative states. Adult children understand dissociation, codependence, obsession, and compulsion like few others. Many of our members have literally been fetched back from the gates of hell by this simple but spiritual program known as Adult Children of Alcoholics. The question must be asked: how does such a diverse group of addicts, codependents, and adult children create a unified fellowship and voice that can attract new members and sustain itself without fragmenting into hundreds of pieces? One of the main answers lies in identification, the DNA of all 12-step programs. Adult children of all types identify with one another at the level of abandonment, shame, and abuse like no other group of people in the world. Each day, recovery from the effects of family dysfunction begins somewhere in the world when one adult child sits across from another, sharing experience, strength, and hope. We believe that once a recovering adult child meets and shares his or her story with another adult child seeking help, that adult cannot view codependence the same again. This is a potent statement, but our experience shows that it is true. The proof of identification and ACA unity excuse me here. Excuse me. Okay. The proof of identification and ACA unity can be found in ACA meetings and the immediate identification created by the reading of the laundry list, a list of identifiable traits penned by Tony A. The laundry list is the basis for the problem, which is read at the beginning of most ACA meetings. These common behaviors include fear of abandonment, fear of authority figures, judging ourselves harshly, confusing love for pity, and becoming an alcoholic or marrying one. Self-identification with the laundry list problem is the glue that holds together our fellowship and its membership. Adult children from addicted homes or homes without addiction, yet dysfunctional, identify with the laundry list problem in the same degree. We have the same loss. When read aloud at an ACA meeting, the laundry list problem produces an immediate sense of curiosity and identification that resonates within the adult child. The feeling is an inescapable sense of clarity and hope that heretofore did not exist for the adult child. While ACA is similar to other 12-step programs, our emphasis on the family system and the inner child, or true self, sets ACA apart from all other fellowships. In addition to focusing on ourselves through the 12 steps, we believe that the family system is open for inspection as well. We believe that each of us is born with a true self that is forced into hiding by dysfunctional parenting. A false self emerges that protects the hidden true self from harm, but at a heavy price. Without help, the destructive false self is too much for most adult children to separate from. ACA holds out hope and acceptance to the hurting adult children of the world who can hit a bottom and reach out for help. Allowing the true self to emerge in the nurturing atmosphere of ACA is a spiritual experience that awaits any adult child stepping onto the broad highway of ACA recovery. And that's the end of the Welcome to ACA. Next is a message to newcomers. That's just a little over one page because I was thinking of going to get a refill on my cup of coffee, but I'll go ahead and read this first. Okay, a message to newcomers. Due to the nature of the Adult Children of Alcoholics program, this book will deal with family matters and family rearing practices. However, nothing in this book is to be construed as ACA taking a position on the family rearing practices or the method of detecting and treating child abuse. The primary purpose of ACA is to create a safe setting in which adults who grew up in dysfunctional homes can feel safe and find a way to share their stories with others in a meaningful manner. ACA experience shows that survival traits developed by an abused or neglected child continue to affect the adult in problematic ways that our fellowship understands and addresses. We offer hope and a sense of home for many adult children who live each day in a quiet desperation without words to describe such despair. As part of our recovery process, many ACA members take a blameless inventory of their parents to understand and stop the generational nature of family dysfunction. The parents are not blamed. However, the adult child examines how he or she was raised in connection with levels of nurturing, discipline, and feeling safe. In homes where obvious abuse and violence existed, the adult child names the behavior as one of the first steps in removing power from such parental acts. While our individual members are free to choose their own path in life, ACA has no opinion on outside issues, such as child welfare programs, counseling programs, or legislation that might deal with child abuse or neglect. There are many legitimate nonprofit and private programs throughout the land which deal with such matters. However, we are not affiliated with these programs. Finally, this book is not a call to rally against dysfunctional families, parents, or family systems that many would consider problematic. In ACA, we learn to keep the focus on ourselves and live and let live.